48% of marketers build a new landing page for every single campaign they do, and it only makes sense because every single offer needs its own campaign, funnel, landing page, and copy. Otherwise, it'll blend into everything and it gets really muddy. But out of all those things, what matters the most is the sales copy. And why this is because 74% of people pay very close attention to what's actually on a page in terms of spelling, grammar, and all the rest of the content. So that means if you have high quality copy on your squeeze pages, you get more subscribers, more leads, and more revenue. If you want to learn the secrets of squeeze page copywriting, stick around in today's video because I'll be showing you how to do just that step by step. Let's begin with what a squeeze page is. Now, a squeeze page essentially is a landing page with the specific goal of collecting information from the users. Normally, this is an email, first name, company name. It depends on the exact company, the campaign, and the offer that's being presented, but it can be as simple as just an email and a name. Think about it as a landing page where the goal is to squeeze information from the prospect, and then you can use that to remarket to them in the back end. Because the thing is, a huge mistake in marketing is essentially trying to get married on the first date, as they say. You essentially get a user to your website and you start pitching them services and products, but it really doesn't work that way. There's a funnel and there's a clear journey that they go through, and they want to be able to engage with your brand, consume content, and trust you. And that's why squeeze pages are amazing, because you essentially collect their information. Normally, you're going to offer a lead magnet, like a free report, free template, something in exchange for that information, and then you'll keep following up with emails, sharing more content, building up that relationship and that value before you actually do finally pitch your product or service. When it comes to the conversion rate of your squeeze page, there's a lot of different things to consider, from the images and media, the sales copy, the offer itself, the traffic quality, the audience you're targeting. There's a lot of things to consider. Keep in mind as a benchmark that the average conversion rate is normally about 2.35%, which is pretty normal, but can also go up to 5 to 10% if all those other elements I mentioned are really, really optimized. And the key is just experimenting and doing a lot of A/B split tests, where essentially once the squeeze page is done, you might test out a new headline, a new offer, a new call to action, different colors, different media, and then quickly you find that you just edited a tiny little part of it, but then the conversion rate goes up a little bit. A really cool example is President Obama. When he ran for office in 2012, his team actually did over 50 different split tests for his email campaigns to find really good subject lines, and that helped raise an additional $60 million. Let's look at a few examples of squeeze pages so you can get an idea of what they look like and how they can be optimized for the best performance. Beginning with one from Ad Espresso for their Facebook ads templates. There's no fluff and it's all contained above the fold, where that's where you get a lot of the main information. The headline is benefit oriented, so the reader knows that if they make better ads with the templates, they drive more revenue. And the copy also begins by addressing the pain point, which is that creating ads takes a lot of time and work. And as a marketer or an advertiser, you know exactly that. And then the templates are positioned as a solution. So it's a pretty normal pain, agitate, solve kind of method or formula, where you address the pain point, you agitate it a bit, and then you provide the solution, which in this case is the templates, but it might be a newsletter subscription, could be a free demo. Once again, depends on the campaign. And then of course, there's a submit button for the call to action, where you fill out that form and you quickly get the templates. Next up is Marketo. They're one of the leading software companies in the world, and they have a big focus on AI. And I love when you go to their website and you go to download one of their free reports or templates, that as you could guess, you end up on a squeeze page, and it essentially summarizes the main offer, the report, or whatever you're downloading. Then there's a small form on the right side you can fill out to get the template or whatever it is. And what I like about this is note that it asks for company name, position, and information like that, because they're mostly targeting C-suite and higher level people and executives within their company. So just know your buyer persona, know who you're targeting, and then you can ask for very specific information based on that. All right, now let's actually move on to how to write the squeeze page. And now that you know what it is, you know how it works, and you've seen some examples. And before you have a squeeze page, of course, you need an offer, something to actually give to the people for them to opt into. So make sure you have a really good, strong offer. The actual product itself, the service, whatever you're giving to them, give them something really contextual to their problems and their goals. It can be a free ebook, it can be a template, a report. White papers are really common, case studies. You can do mini courses, full courses, essentially anything that's free of value that solves their problem or helps them achieve a certain goal. But once again, really align it with who they are and what they're trying to achieve. After you actually have that initial offer, something you're giving to the prospect, you always got to begin with the headline, because 8 out of 10 people read the headline. They're not going to read anything else. So it has to be really interesting, captivating. It's got to get their attention. How-to style headlines are one of the easiest ones to write, but also some of the most effective. So Wisebox, a company that sells online courses, actually has an amazing example of this on their website. It says how to build a $10,000 website in 6 easy steps, and how you can turn the skill into a full-time business, all from the comfort of your laptop. And then they have a call to action there to get one of their free courses, which is really cool. This is an awesome example of a benefit-driven headline, but also the how-to style. So essentially what you want to do is do how to followed by a goal they're trying to achieve or avoid a pain point that they're trying to stay away from. You can also write a subheadline under the initial headline like Wisebox did, and this can communicate more features, benefits, urgency. You can use a separate call to action. You can have a bit of fun here and creativity, but just make sure you're essentially following up and supporting the main goal of the headline. Next, you need to make sure that you're pairing your images and your copy perfectly, because just like wine and cheese and pairings like that, it all goes together perfectly, but it has to be done right. Images create emotion and they help support the main points that you're making in your copy and vice versa. If you had a squeeze page that was just text, it's going to look like a newspaper. People are going to click back and they're not going to enjoy it one bit. So that's why you do need to have some kind of graphics or visual elements on the page. As usual, avoid stock photos. You never want those. They're boring, they're predictable, and they just don't help at all. You want something that's going to add value and if anything really resonate with the reader. So what's really good to use is an image that looks like the buyer persona or shows the product in use or the end result. You can also use screenshots of the offer. So if it's an ebook, a course, a template, actually show what it looks like, and then they can actually see what they're getting and be more likely to opt in for it. But in general, just make sure you're using images and media that are at least relevant to what you're offering, if not add a bit of an emotional element to the copy. It's also extremely important to build trust with testimonials, reviews, and credibility. I think testimonials are amazing because it's essentially a previous client or a customer saying that they enjoyed working with you or using the product, whatever it was, and then they're vouching for other people if they want to use it as well. For example, if you go on the homepage of profitableads.com, they're an advertising agency, but actually the homepage essentially acts as a squeeze page because all of the copy and the marketing they do leads up to a free offer they have that essentially allows them to market to people in the back end. And when you're actually on the website itself, they have awesome social proof of some of the clients they've worked with, the millions of dollars they generated for them, and then a testimonial to build that final little bit of credibility. You can also use stats, data, charts, and graphs, and expert quotes to build credibility and trust as well on your squeeze pages, but make sure that you're using some kind of blend of all of these, or at least a single one, and you can definitely look forward to higher conversion rates. And you can't be shy with the squeeze pages. At the very end, you need to ask for action with a call to action. So this is essentially a word or a phrase that tells the reader what to do next. And even if it's obvious, sometimes people just need a little bit of a push to the right direction. Make sure to tailor the call to action to the page itself and the offer, such as download this ebook, get your free course, download here, click here. It doesn't have to be totally generic, but if you can optimize it for the specific offer itself, normally you can get a better click-through rate and conversion rate, but it can honestly be just 1 or 2 words and be a full sentence. You should have calls to action on the page itself, and then the button to download it or opt in should have a call to action as well. And overall, squeeze pages are an absolutely necessary tool for any business that wants to generate leads, really convert their prospects, generate revenue, build relationships with customers, and also so things don't slip through the cracks, because most people that come to your website, about 97% aren't ready to buy. There's a very small percentage that will convert, especially coming to your website for the first time. And a squeeze page is perfect for that because they come to your website, consume some content, you forward them to the squeeze page, get their information, and then when they're off the website, you can still market to them, keep in contact, and send some content and offers to them. If you need a squeeze page copywriter, you can reach out to me at any time for a free consultation, or you can actually learn more about squeeze page copywriting in the description where my full blog post is. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.